Hi guys, so welcome back. If you haven't already listened to the intro to this video, then you have no business being here because you will literally only get half the messages. So I say that with all love. Seriously, the intro has a load of channeled messages and that is the crux of this reading. The messages for you will be in there. If you don't listen to that, you're not going to get all of this. So for those of you that did like it, share it, and already have obviously listened to it, if you got the messages that were in it, you are a blessed person. Please carry on the blessing and share it. Get the message out as widely as possible, because I'm just being told it's very, very, very important that people hear it and really listen to it, really get it and understand it. It's very simple, that whole what you're meant to get from it. So to those of you that have, thank you on behalf of the collective for what you have done. So everyone else, let's just carry on with the reading. Thank you so much for being here, all of my regulars. Love you guys so much. If you're new, welcome. It's great to have you here. Thank you for stopping by. I hope that you get something really, really valuable from this reading, because it's super, super, super powerful. It's super important. I can only do short videos, which is why I had to break it up into two for those of you that don't know. Let's carry on with the reading. So I do something called the Nadi spread. The Nadis are the psychic channels that kind of run through the body. They are like intertwining snakes. The left one is the Ida, or the lunar channel, and that's the feminine. The right one is the Pingala, which is the solar or the masculine. The central one is the Sushumna. Okay, so people that do yoga and stuff like that will be familiar with these terms. Let's start with the divine masculine. This is the recent past in all of these three columns: recent past, present, future. Usually these are advice cards, and these are how they feel towards the union. Slightly different with the divine masculine. So remember, bearing in mind that time is a bit of an illusion anyway, and everything's just happening, you know, space and time are the same thing, so it's just space. Everything's happening now. Bearing that in mind, this is the divine masculine central card. So this represents the present experience. It's just surrounded by very challenging aspects, actually. So what would be usually the recent past, we've got this, which is feeling alone, the five of the earth element, which is 5 of Pentacles. We've seen this so often for the divine masculine, and it's just a sense of isolation, like he's got his back turned. The moon represents intuition, and it was covered, but I'm sensing that this is like an increasing sense of them getting illuminated. But right now or they will get illuminated, but right now and even the lantern that they have is behind them, so the light is very much, and their vision is very much impeded at the moment. But they're feeling very, very left out in the cold, alone, like no one understands them, like there's almost, they're not worthy, there's something wrong with them almost. And those feelings are all there for a reason. We've got, for where they are in their current position, we have this card, which is the card of Cancer. It's the Chariot, it's a major arcana, and in this deck it's Move, and this is the marriage card, the true love, the twin flame card from this deck, and it's actually the divine. It symbolizes the divine union. This is a pagan hand fastening marriage ceremony. It came out reversed. There are traditionally no reversals in this deck. Other cards came out reversed, but they weren't reversed. This one does signify a block, I was shown, so this one is staying upside down. It's interesting because what they want more than anything, especially from the higher self, what they want is this with their divine counterparts, but they feel like it's not possible. It's just not happening. It's not within their grasp. It's just fallen through their hands and they've lost it. That's what they feel like, and they feel like it's all their fault. So they almost feel like they have no choice than to, I never talk about karmics, but this is the High Priestess, this is the Listen card, and she very much in this reading is the karmic. So the divine masculines feel like they have no alternative, many of them, than to find, you know, someone else. Either they're in too much pain and they can't face up to their fears. Well, that's a big part of it. They don't want to listen to their hearts, so they just want a distraction. They just want something to, you know, for some of them kind of indulge their codependency, if that's still there. But if you haven't listened to the introduction, again, you are only getting half a reading. Listen to that introduction, because the reasons and everything is explained more in the introduction. I'm not going to do it again. So that's what that is about. So for some people, they are very stuck, and all of these things are happening at the same moment because they are in a series. They're in a stage of not being able to move. They're very bound, and their being bound is also related to the divine feminine. So the onus, I'll go into this later in greater detail, but the more the divine feminine can move, that's what's going to generate movement for the divine masculine. But they have to, the divine feminine has to only focus on themselves. So this also, this karmic card can signify other relationships, family relationships, whether that's parents or children or wider brothers and sisters, or even friends or cousins, extended family, grandparents, even work. For the divine masculine, it can still have, or any addictions as well, I'm getting. So it's all to do with codependency, with escapism, and running away from themselves and running away from the things that they don't want to face up to. For the advice card, or what's usually in the advice position, is this challenging times, the 5 of Wands. It's a card of conflict. It's also a card of passion, anger. But in this reading, it's actually coming up as an advice, and it's to prepare for battle. It's to prepare for battle with the divine masculine's emotions running away with them. That's what they have to do. They have to actually look. Can you see how this guy's covering up his heart chakra, but he's got a face with closed eyes and a highlighted brow chakra here, and he's also an illumined person. He's got like an aura around him, around his head especially, and this is all to do with the divine masculine, because it's more challenging for them to deal with their emotions in a clear way than it is for the divine feminine. It's more beneficial for them to concentrate more on the mental aspect. So if they ever meditate, it's good for them to meditate on the brow chakra instead of meditating on the heart center. And it's also good for them to, they're encouraged to objectively look through what has happened and look through to their past as situations that have just happened, rather than getting emotionally identified with the things that have happened to them. And this is basically them battling their own victim mentality, their own blindness, and their own resistance to looking within. So this is to signify looking within with the brow chakra, and not getting over emotional, and to be brave and not to lose heart. And this is signifying the fact that he can see, he's illumined because he has looked within. So that's what the divine masculine can do. And if they can successfully do that, they will, can you see how these cards are like a reflection? So this lack of movement is a reflection of this. And what it is saying is that if they can look within and fight and connect with their own, forget this, the karmic connections to this card. This card is also signifies their own inner wisdom. And if they can identify their own inner wisdom and really face up to what's in their heart, and really find that prayerful rather than fearful attitude to, and by that I mean if they can connect with their experiences as just experiences, let them go, forgive whoever needs to be forgiven, including themselves, that is when they will really clear their hearts and release. This is what I'm seeing as a release of all the pent-up tension, all the pent-up aggression, anger, all the blocks basically will melt away, and that's when they will find a sense of inner peace and a heart opening. And then this card will be able to be flipped, and they will actually see the truth, what's in their heart, which is the divine feminine, and that's what will create the movement that they need. So let's leave that like that. How they're feeling towards the divine feminine, well, the twin flame union at the moment though, is helpless and hopeless. They do not know what to do. They've got, according to them, they've got two paths that are leading them astray. They're not leading where they want to go, and where they want to go is here. But I'm seeing that this is quicksand. He's basically thinking, I don't know what to do because I want to go across there, but this is quicksand. This is signifying the emotions, and it's almost like their own sense of themselves, like they are consuming themselves with feelings of unworthiness, of guilt, and all of that. So they're really sinking within themselves, and it's 11:11 as I just say that. And divine masculine, you have to know that if you look within yourself, you're already illumined. You have the ability to transcend this. You just have to move somehow, but they are feeling stuck. They're feeling very, very stuck. So let's move on to divine feminine, what she's got in the past position. For the divine feminine, there's a lot more movement. You know, poor old divine masculine is totally stuck at the moment, trapped. But you are the one that holds the key. I will come to that in a moment. This is the card Detach, which is Justice. It's the number 11 card, and it's the card of Libra. Very fitting because we've just had the Libra full moon, where the divine feminine really did step out of the cold. She's wrapped herself up. She's feeling confident. She's got a little smile on her face, and she's stepped away from, if you look, the way that she's stepping is away from the union. She's, and also this is the divine masculine's higher self, which she has let go. What's basically happened, like, don't feel guilty if you've turned away from, seemingly on the surface, from the connection. Like, do not feel guilty about it whatsoever, because you were trapped before, and if you didn't have any room to maneuver, you have to make do with what you've got and do what you can. So if you've been shoehorned, and again, listen to the introduction if you haven't, because this will only make sense if you listen to the introduction. If you've been, essentially, it's like they've been playing a game of chess and they've only given you one option. So you have no option but to move. And if they have been saying, set me free and set yourself free at the same time, that's exactly what you've done. You have set yourself free. And this is exactly where you should be. So do not stress about it, because this is your time, divine feminine. So whatever you shed, whatever attitudes, if you're doing things for yourself, do not feel guilty. This is the card of Libra. Moving on to the card of Aries. We are in Aries season right now, the Emperor. Like I said in the introduction video to this reading, it's your time to be the Emperor. Plan. This is Mercury retrograde as well. Mercury retrograde is a great time to, not to start new ventures, but it's a very good time to get planning. So any dreams that you have, like to do with your purpose, it's time for you to be the hero or the heroine even of your own life. You are the writer, you are the director, you are the camera person, you're the makeup lady or man or whatever. You are the entire production team and the entire cast and the entire team of the movie of your life. All the world's a stage, you know, according to Shakespeare, and of course he was bang on. And this is your time. This is it's about what you can contribute. I was reminded of a beautiful quote actually that I heard yesterday, and it was I don't remember it exactly, but it was a novelist called Isabel Allende, I think, and it was, all we have is what we give is all we have, or something like that, but you get the gist. Whatever you can offer, that's all that you ultimately have. So whatever you can offer to the world, that's what's gonna really empower you. Which is ironic, because I was just like, oh my god, this is like the most this is, you know, especially the channeled messages, it was just like a totally free counseling session for those that have the wherewithal to actually receive those messages that we're being given. Like, there is so much there, and I was like, oh my god, I'm way too generous. But then that was just my ego kind of talking, because this is more important than that. It's not about, you know, me. I'm not in this for the money, because I'm not even doing readings at the moment. You know, but I very humbly do appreciate any kind of donations that you do want to give. But again, the shares are a great contribution to make at the moment, because these are really important messages. Divine Feminine, do not feel in any way guilty for putting yourself first right now. In fact, it's very imperative that you do. Aries is a sign that is often accused of being selfish. They're also the most innocent, and they've got a very big heart. You know, they almost remind me of children, and children are always selfish as well. They only think about themselves. They're also the most joyful, most dynamic beings out there. So, you know, and they have a tremendous capacity to learn from other people and have a go at stuff. They're so brave. So tap into those energies and use them to help you really put yourself first. Nurture also your inner child in that respect as well. Like, respect it, respect yourself, and know that every day is a new start, every day is a new beginning. Be a pioneer. Do not be afraid to be like Aries and really do whatever you want. Even if other people say no, it's not going to work, do not listen to them. Only listen to yourself, because what you're essentially doing, we've got recent future. This is going to be post, I'm really hearing post Mercury retrograde, so post January, what month are we in? April 15th. That's the time to start laying the foundations, and the more preparation you can do, the more shedding you can do, the more building up you can do. Libra, Aries polarity, that's what's going to set you in good balance to create a strong foundation. This is the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra, the base chakra. It's all about bringing things down into physicality. It's also, you know, it's the most unconscious of the major chakras as well. So lots of unconscious stuff is kind of being processed at the moment. And the more you can get these aspects into balance, the better you are going to be set to really set the foundations, strong, sturdy foundations of what you want for your own self. I'm not even talking about union at the moment. I'm talking about you, Divine Feminine, your own goals for you, not for your family, not for your future, as in some future life that that isn't guaranteed. I'm talking your total goals for yourself and what you want to be and what kind of contribution you want to make in the world. It's all about you. I'll come back to that a little bit more in the union part of the reading. Observe card. This is the Hanged Man, number 12. This is all about how you have to act, and you have to be, ironically enough, completely receptive and accept everything, align yourself with everything that's happening. If you imagine the Hanged Man on a rope, he's always relaxed and swinging. He goes with the wind, he goes with, you know, if someone stands and shakes the rope, he's just going to go with it, but there's nothing he can do. And the more relaxed he is, the easier it is for him to deal with everything. So do actually go out of your way to try and relax, and also to be receptive. Like, just accept whatever the world throws at you with grace, as much grace as you possibly can, but still go after your own dreams, still put yourself first, still cut out whatever doesn't serve you, and set your boundaries. She's set herself some very clear boundaries, and let go of whatever she doesn't need, because she knows that she's protected, she's warm, she's safe, she's cozy. This guy, he's just really stepping into himself as well. And this is all major arcana, Divine Feminine. This is just, I cannot stress how important this time is for you right now, and you have the power. You have to step into your masculine power and balance that. So put yourself first, just like the Divine Masculine has been doing all of this time. Do it with yourself. So we've got this card, Heal, number 17. This is the card of Aquarius. This is the Star. one of my favorite cards in the deck, of course, because I'm an Aquarius sun. And it's all about dreams coming true. It's about going after your dreams, things materializing. It's just hopes and really all the good stuff. It's obviously, it's called heal. It's for a lot of healing, completion, and just breaking free of a lot of illusion, of a lot of barriers, of a lot of chains that have been holding you back in the past. And this is how it's going to be towards the union. As the linchpin of the entire reading, we've got the Lovers. It came out in reverse, but it was meant to be turned around in this way and this way up, because the Divine Feminine is the one who is on this side of the reading, and she's the one that's leading with all this major arcana. She's the one that's leading this dance. These two are spinning round and round, and can you see Heal card? He is facing full on the front. For the Divine Masculine, we've got helpless and hopeless. He's got his back turned. So this is the kind of movement that I'm talking about. And Divine Feminine, you're the one that's creating all the momentum. Okay, you're the one that's leading this dance. So manifest with great awareness right now. And if you have not listened to the introduction, listen to it. At the base of the union energies, we've got this refusal to see. So it's in the past, though. It's in the past for the most part, and it's just stagnation. It's denial. It's a lack of looking within, and it's just blocks, sometimes karmic blocks as well. But now that stagnation has given way to a very dynamic movement, or opportunity for movement, for those that want to take up the challenge and the opportunity. Some of you Divine Feminines are going to really struggle with all of this responsibility. This is the card of responsibility right now. It's the time to be responsible. Take your power back. That's the main message. Take your power back. Take your power back. Take your power back. Claim it, because you're the one that's creating this momentum, and you're the one that's like grabbed him and you're doing the dance. But you do it by not acting directly to him. You do it by acting on you and accepting with great grace the hand that has been dealt to you. And you control only what you can control for yourself. So you don't try and manipulate other people. It's not about manipulation at all. It's about building for yourself. So just do you. Where will all this lead? It's going to lead to strengthening bonds. This is the Ace of Pentacles. What this actually is saying is, no matter what's going on the surface, this dance is helping to ground the union. These are two very, very grounding cards here. And that's the only message there. So whatever's going on the surface, don't worry about it. Only worry about yourself, Divine Feminine. Any Divine Masculines that are watching at the moment, it's a time for you to literally, you're just in a period of stagnation at the moment. I'm sorry. And if you want movement, tap into your Divine Feminine and tap Divine Feminine side and try and manifest some of those things. The underlying energies are awaiting results. So it's all about what I just said, things happening beneath the surface. All of this is happening kind of within this lady. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of growing. There's a lot of heart openings, things coming to fruition. This is karma coming to fruition, past actions coming to fruition. And it's to do with, you know, nothing has penetrated the surface yet. It's all there, but you don't see it necessarily, and you don't need to see it. Lots of things are grounding. Patience is needed. It's also a time of you need to ground yourself as well, but that is naturally happening. But do it more, and just have faith. It is a time for the lady she's also illumined here, so you know she knows what's going on and she's waiting patiently. And whatever is happening right now, really accept it. If you feel, Divine Feminines, that you want to let go of anything, let go. Don't feel guilty about it. Step into your own dreams. Put yourself first. This person never used to put themselves first. This guy puts himself first, and that's a big thing for you right now. It will really help you to, you know, come to a great sense of just manifesting what you really, really want. Really feel, if you want to really feel like you're healing everything, that's what you have to do. That's the key. And this will set you in a very, very good stead to really ground things into the physical, manifest. This is all about manifesting things in the physical, okay? Feeling safe, feeling abundant, feeling alive, really well and truly alive and human. One thing we don't talk enough about in this community is being a human being. You know, like, it's all about light workers and I'm a starseed and I'm blah blah blah. Completely irrelevant if you ask me. You are a human being. You don't want to come into union. At the end of the day, you're not bothered about coming into union on a different planet or on a different dimension. You want to do it on the physical, right? So, and you want to make progress in the physical. So let's all have some respect for being in our human existence, and the more we can put ourselves first, the more we'll be able to do that. So I hope you like this reading. I feel like I've been a bit kind of full on with the messages today, but they are coming through very, very strongly. And Divine Feminine, it's your time. It's your time. So yeah, all I can say is, if you resonate with this, please do share, like, comment. If you want to subscribe, please do that as well. Massive messages, absolutely massive. I don't know when I'm next going to do another message, because I'm only going to do it if I feel guided to do it. But thank you so much for your time, for sticking with me till the end of the reading. Love you guys loads. I am sending you loads of blessings and just good vibes and lots of love. And I will see you next time. Au revoir. Bye.